Making a triangle to start, we're going to divide our strings into two, then use our low forest green string and make a backward forward knot over our left part. Backward then forward knot. Now we'll take our green string. We'll take our green string and make forward knots. Our second green string, we're going to make another forward knot. With our dark green string, we're going to make a forward knot too, which will be our last knot on the left hand side. When we're done with this, we'll go to the right hand side, which we are going now, and we're going to make forward backward knots over our right parts or right strings. Now we'll take our darker green string and make forward backward knots. Now we'll take our second darker green and we're going to make backward knots. With our cream colored strings, we are going to make a backward knot. And once we're done with this, we're going to get right into the tutorial. And if you don't know, my name is Wando. I teach friendship bracelets and craft with kumihimos. Please subscribe if you like this. So with our green string, the one from the left, we're going to make we're going to make 5 forward knots. We're going to make forward knots until when we reach our last cream string. With our with our same forest green string, we're going to make one backward knot over our green string. So one backward forward knot over our green strings, and then we're going to make forward knots until when we reach our first forest green strings. We're done with this. Now we're going to take our green string and make a backward forward knot on the second green string. and we're going to make 4 forward knots. We are going to make our last forward knot on the cream colored string. With our second green string, we're going to make a backward knot over our first dark green. Sorry, backward forward knot. I keep forgetting it's a backward forward knot. And then we are going to make 3 forward knots. We're going to stop on our first cream colored string. Now that we are almost done, I'm going to complete the first green. So we're going to take our forest green string and make a backward knot over our first green string, which is for the disruption in our pattern. So we're just going to make a backward knot, sorry. Now that we're done, we're going to use our green string and go 1 forward knot over the last string. And now with our second green string, we're going to use our cream colored string and make a backward knot over it. Backward knot. Now with our green string, we're going to make 3 forward knots. So it's going to be going to end up being the string on the edge on the right. Now that we're done, this is where the pattern repeats from. So with our string on the left, we're going to make our first color string. We're going to make 3 forward knots. Now we use our next string, which is going to be cream in this case, and make 1 backward knot. So do you get it? The first string of each color is going to be started with 3 forward knots, 1 backward knot, 3 forward knots, then 1. Well, you see. Now time for the 3 forward knots again. And now 1 backward knot. So just take note that the last string of each color makes a backward knot over the first string. Now for our last one, we're going to make a forward knot over our last string. So this becomes our last string on the right. Now we'll take the second color, which is second dark green, and we are going to make 1 forward knot, 1 backward knot, 3 forward knots, 1 backward knot, 3 forward knots. So let's start with one forward knot now. Now with our darker green, we're going to make a backward knot. Now we are making three forward knots. Three forward knots. One backward knot with our first green string. Three backward knots. Three forward knots. Sorry, I keep misusing it. Three forward knots now. That's it. First string and second string. That's all. Now we're going to start again. So we're going to take three forward knots with, because this is the first string of the color. Three forward knots, one backward knot, three forward knots, one backward knot, one forward knot. Now we'll get started. Now that we are done with this row, I'm not going to repeat it, but you can go back and replay the video again because I don't want it to be very long. I just want to say thank you for watching. I'm sorry if this tutorial came later than it should be. I've been sick for quite some time now. And that's all for today. Thank you, and I'll probably post another tomorrow. So see you then. Bye bye.